starting lineups first for Baker. Starting at guard, 6'1" junior from Memphis, Tennessee, number 5, Justin Bates II. At the other guard, 6'3" junior from Frisco, Texas, number 11, Mason Dukes. At the other guard, 6'3" son. At the other guard, 6'3" senior from Topeka, Kansas, number 24, Michael Brooks. And at forward, 6'7" sophomore from Lawrence, Kansas, number 12, Kobe Buffalo Meat. Baker is coached by Sean Dooley. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your Pioneers. Starting at guard, 5'11" senior from Topeka, Kansas, number 3, Trey Brown. At the other guard, 6'5" junior from Olathe, Kansas, number 25, Anthony Brown. At forward, 6'3" senior from Kansas City, Kansas, number 5, Darnell Miller. At forward, 6'7" senior from Salt Lake City, Utah, number 0, Cameron Brady. And at center, 6'7" senior from Pelotas, Brazil, number 35, Pedro Lopes. The Pioneers are coached by the legendary Rocky Lamar, assisted by Adam Hepburn and Brody Bell. Tonight's referees are David Highfield, Justin Weaver, and Brett Eubanks.
And welcome back to the Cook Center Bell Family Arena in Rocky Lamar Court, where the Mid-American Nazarene University Pioneers are set to tip off with the Baker University Wildcats, who come into this ball game 3-3, coming off a big win at Texas Wesleyan. And first game of Heart of America Conference action. Coach John Lewis, national champion 2016, multiple-time Coach of the Year on the women's side, is here joining us. John, thanks for being here.
How are you, Nate? How's it going?
Excited to get Heart of America basketball started off, and a big win for our Lady Pioneers last night against Baker.
Great win. I hear Justin Bieber in the house.
Justin Bieber's officiating this one, apparently, according to our PA guy. But Cam Brady, the Red Mamba, wins the tip against the best name in the Heart of America, Kobe Buffalo Meat, the 5-man for Baker.
Cam, unassuming. Redhead. What is he, 6'5"? Did he get 6'7"?
I think he lists him at 6'7", and it's probably with shoes on. Maybe 6'6" without shoes.
There you go.
Jumps well, though. Quick jumper.
Very good jumper. Great crowd tonight. Check it out.
Yeah, a lot of folks upstairs. You know, some of the COVID protocol stuff still in effect, but got people going to be here. We're excited to have them. If you are joining us on the broadcast, though, use that live chat feature. Let us know where you're at, who's your player, who you're rooting for. You know, keep it clean, but excited to have you with us on the broadcast. Kobe Buffalo Meat might have got a piece of that one from Darnell Miller, but Lopes with the offensive rebound. Kicks it out, Anthony Brown. His little patented floater, middle of the lane, no good.
Yeah, Pioneers pretty disciplined. Their offense got in their motion there, spread the game, got a good shot at the rim. Just didn't go down early for Anthony.
That's Justin Batts running the point for Baker. Keep an eye on him and Xavier Elam, 13 in blue. Going to be relied on heavily tonight as Mikey Brooks goes to the basket, the fifth-year super senior, COVID year senior out of Topeka. Fun fact, he was a state champion teammate of Pioneer point guard Trey Brown at Shawnee Heights, Topeka in Kansas.
Good nugget. Jalen Patterson out of the game. We'll see how Batts does tonight.
Yeah, Patterson, the undoubted leader for the Wildcats, averages 18 a game, first-team all-conference guy a year ago. They're going to miss him, but Darnell Miller takes advantage there, knocks down a three-ball on the right wing, gives the Pioneers a one-point lead here early.
Good offense, good patience for the Pioneer. Anytime he hits his first one, that's a good sign.
Great sign for Darnell, and he's been playing so well as of late, but getting hot from the three-point line would just add another dimension to his game. Pioneers would love to see it. Batch drives baseline on Trey Brown. Kicks it to, that was Brooks who saved it from going out of bounds. They're going to go late shot clock ball screen, I bet you, or just let Elam go to work. And Elam's going to take that step back, knocks it down. Xavier Elam.
Ooh, they gave him a 3 on that. Looked like his toes were on the line. He could be wrong on that.
Definitely would have been a 3 a year ago. Might have been on the new college line there. And Anthony Brown's going to go to the line as Kobe Buffalo Meat got him on the forearm on that floater. Kobe might have had 2 blocks already in this game. Definitely he's altered a couple of shots, but it's going to be his first foul. Anthony's going to go to the line for 2.
Looks like a good athlete. He's got good long arms. Heard he was a pretty good football player.
Yeah, Division I want to say offensive lineman, could have been tight end, but he has good feet, really soft hands, catches everything in the post, and he scores it efficiently. He splits time pretty evenly with Braden Wiggs, who was a starting 5-man most of last year, but both those guys are really solid post players, and they score it in there and have great hands.
Yeah, shot a couple threes on the year, shoots high percentages from the free throw line. Yeah, good-sized guy.
Kobe was 2 for 2 from 3 in their win at Texas Wesleyan in their last game, so can be a threat out there as well. As he and Lops battle in the post now. Pedro does a great job guarding in the post.
Good chase by Anthony on that little crackback screen there at the elbow.
He get a piece of that one? Give him a shot block there?
I think he did. Let's give it to him.
Anthony led the conference in steals a year ago, but has a bunch of blocks this year as well. Brady's going to try his luck over Buffalo Meat. Forces him into a tough kind of in-between, not floater, not jumper in the short corner, and that's a tough shot to make.
Yeah, tough too. He had high hands, beat him in the spot, and was able to stay up in the cylinder and go straight up and down.
Yep. Pioneers are icing ball screens early, and Bats is not known for his shooting. He's more of a downhill, get guys involved, to get to the rim type of guy, so see how long they want to keep 2 guys on the ball in that ball screen. Brooks drives baseline, finds Buffalo Meat, lifting to about 12 feet, and there's those soft hands we talked about, puts it in over the front of the rim.
Yeah, nice post slide there. He just hollowed out and had his hands ready and knocked it down.
You'll see that a lot from dribble drive motion teams or 4-out-1-in teams. If there's a baseline drive, that big who's opposite just kind of lifts to that middle of the lane, front of the charge circle. And Anthony Brown with another floater, high and soft. Again, Buffalo Meat contesting, but that's a tough finish there.
Yeah, Anthony lives there. Anytime he can get to that 8-10 feet, he's almost automatic.
Yeah, Anthony, and he's always been a really efficient player and scorer, but he's scoring from all 3 levels now. At his freshman year, he shot a lot of threes. Maybe he could get to the rim some, but he gets to the rim a lot. He's scoring in between at 15 feet and in. He's scoring at the 3 line. He's really a complete player offensively.
Yeah, definitely our best three-level player. And he's got great length, not great size, but he can do a lot with his frame.
Yeah, 6'5" and long arms and athletic. Good defense there from Miller as he forced Elam into a tough step-back jumper. He's already seen him hit one of those. Talented offensive player, Xavier Elam, D2 transfer from Newman. He's been a Wildcat for a couple years now. And Trey Brown misses a 3, deep left wing. That dribble handoff action. Baker went under it and dared him to shoot it. Trey, no hesitation, just did knock that one down.
Yeah, we'll see how they handle that for the whole night. The scout says they're going to go under on a majority of the Pioneers. I don't know how many they can go under on Trey, though.
Yeah, Trey shooting almost 40% from 3, and he shoots it from deep. And this Wildcats team shoots it very efficiently. They shot 55% from 3 at Texas Wesleyan. I think 11 for 20 or something close to that. As Cam Brady thought about putting him in the rim, decided to try to go 2 hands off the glass and draws a foul on Buffalo Meat. That's a big play because Kobe, just 5 minutes into the ballgame here, not even, is going to pick up 2. Although that luxury for Baker is they're going to sub out a 6'7", 260 guy for a 6'7", 260 guy. They lose no size at all. Braden Wiggs will check in.
A great touch pass by Pedro in transition. Kind of has his back to the basket and touch it to Cam. And very efficient. Cam wasted no dribble there. He just swept up the baseline. Coach teaches that very well. Tried to poke on him.
Coach Dooley being such a good coach and experience in our conference is the moment Pedro Lops checked out, which is right now, I would expect them to go in the post as Braden Wiggs does an excellent job scoring in there along with Buffalo Meat, and they think Pedro's our best post defender. They're right. See how they try to attack that. Going to run a lot of 4-out-1-in, staggered double, motion type of offense, set some spread ball screens. And there's Xavier Elam again. This time he's able to get all the way downhill on the left side, gets the foul, got the bucket to go, so he's got one more. And that cuts the lead, or I'm sorry, that gives Baker the lead at 9-8. He's got a chance to make it a 2-point game at the free throw line.
Yeah, Darnell got caught there. Just bailed him out and gave him an and one. I'd like to see some Pioneers go up and, pull him in. Talk about the next play and get everybody on the same track there. He looked a little frustrated. Got to keep him in the game. He's one of the top 7-minute people for the Pioneers.
Yeah, and Pioneers really only playing 7 in the rotation right now. They'll be thrilled to add the 8th guy in Caleb Jones-McCrary in the second semester. But until then, they've been playing a tight 7-man rotation.
Elam at 13 a game, but he shoots low percentages, so you don't want to give him any easy ones at the rim and give him a free throw to get started.
Yeah, and Baker did a nice job icing the ball screen there. Got a piece of that pass from Miller. Jake Alexander came away with it but was unable to score right side. And Elam's going to push it himself. Now they're going to get it back to the point guard, Justin Batts, and let him run some offense. Here comes that spread ball screen on the right side. Batts gets into the paint. It's going to be Mason Dukes trying a 3 top of the key, no good.
He's been ready a couple times, once in the corner and now at the top.
Pioneers were off and running, which is what they want to do, but couldn't connect on that alley-oop pass from Brown to Brady. It's a good idea. They want to get out and play fast, but got to value the possession of the ball as well, as Baker does a great job in the half court defensively, so possessions are going to be at a premium here.
Yeah, just got a little greedy. Risk versus reward. Probably could have got easier pass and got the same play there, but wanted to go for the
highlight.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit of a rivalry game. It's a first conference game. Juices are flowing. Everybody's a little amped up. And Xavier Elam is going to drive again on Miller. Trey had to come over and help, so he left open Justin Batts. And I think scouting report would say he's a capable shooter, but you'll live with that one if you've got to choose between the two. And Alexander, 3 right corner pocket, no good, but he gets his own rebound, kicks it to Darnell Miller. Darnell thought about it. Now he's going to take it left side. And too strong. There's Alexander again doing what he does best.
Yeah, it brings a lot of energy. Kind of tapped the ball instead of caught it last time into a dribble, then was out of rhythm, but got a 3 off, and then gets us another possession here.
Yeah, Jake is at his best when he's playing high energy, crashing offensive glass. And Pioneers had 3 chances to score on that one, and Brady's jumper too short. So still 10-8 your score, under 14 to go, first half.
Kind of an afterthought for Cam. He would like to see him go to work there, below 10 on that shot clock. Had it was back to the basket to start,
then
killed his dribble there. I think he can take him one-on-one, though.
Well, that's had to be a travel, no call. Xavier Elam went baseline, stopped, took 3 steps on a spin move, step back, and then had his shot thrown out of bounds on the baseline. So like to be Pioneers' possession here, but no harm, no foul. Baker will take it out of bounds on the baseline. They run an interesting baseline out of bounds set where they stack these 2 guys high, top of the key, and Elam's going to just dart to the middle, try to find some opening. It usually is Jalen Patterson, who is not with the Wildcats tonight. I'm not sure what the deal is there, if he's injured or what's going on. Hopefully he's okay, but they're certainly going to miss him. Their leading scorer, best offensive player, again, played a ton of minutes for the Wildcats and scored a ton of points. I mean, he's their guy offensively, so we'll see who's going to step up for him.
Yeah, that's tough to miss 18 points out of the rotation in your number 1 ball handler.
Yeah, and he just lives in the paint too. You can't keep him in front off the dribble, and so he creates for others as well. Even if his assist numbers aren't high, he forces a long closeout and constantly puts guys on a blender. And Pioneers turn it over, dribbling into traffic. Elam got a steal, but Cam Brady stole it right back. And Jake Alexander is going to wisely slow things up, didn't have numbers. Anthony Brown, no-look pass to Drew Smith. Drew contact inside, no call, got his own rebound, and jump ball. That's going to be possession for the Wildcats. I thought that Drew Smith got fouled by Braden Wiggs underneath there, but referee saying he went vertical?
Yeah, he came over and he tried to meet it up top, but Drew probably could have taken some contact and finished it. Just a little bit of an unlucky break there. He's wanting a call from the ref, but hopefully that call doesn't go against the Pioneers here later. We're going to let that one fly.
And Pedro Lopes is checked back in for Brady, so he'll match up with Braden Wiggs inside, and they're a fun matchup in the 5 spot. Have been for a couple of years. They battle in there. Both guys capable scorers. And
both of them got old school game.
Oh, yeah. Mason Dukes gets his ball stripped away by Trey Brown, and Trey lost the handle, tried to save it to his teammate Alexander. Referee says illegal. Trey trying to argue that ball was deflected, so he had every right to go get it. Not sure if it was, or he might have just lost the handle there.
I ask for it every time.
Always
get
ask.
Bobbled?
Always ask.
Always bobbled, right?
Coach Lamar's famous, that's our ball. And then officials rightly will give it to the opposing team, and he'll pat him on the butt and say good call. But you always got to ask for it.
So Trey icing that on-ball screen, but then still goes under ultimately.
Yeah, and I think that may be a scout personnel type of deal on Bats and maybe Akeem Woods, who's got the ball now. Really good drivers. As you see Bats go to the rim and finish there, give you an opportunity to go under. I don't think they would do that to Jalen Patterson or maybe even Elam, but some of these other guys off the bench. Baker brings in some shooters off the bench, and we'll see how they handle it with those guys, although they're not primary ball handlers in the pick and roll very often. Anthony Brown isolates on Xavier Elam. And now Trey's going to take a 3 left wing, knocks it down.
Great read.
Yeah, he was coming to get that handoff, and they jumped it, and Trey Brown just doing what the defense gives them, decided to flare it back out and knock down a 3 left wing. And we're going to take a quick timeout. It looks like a 30-second timeout. Baker leads the Pioneers here early, 12-11, just under 12 minutes to go, first half, MNUsports.com. As action is set to resume, we got somebody in the live chat who's definitely a Pedro Lopes fan, and how can you blame him? The 15th-year senior from Brazil who's had a great career. Thrilled to have him back for one final season. And Baker going to run a little floppy action here, maybe isolate Elam on the right wing. No, they were trying to go in the post to Braden Wiggs and able to draw a foul as he and Lopes were battling for position down low.
Chicken fight down there for position there.
Yeah, Baker doesn't run a ton of stuff, but what they do run, they run well, and they get a box action set. They run that floppy action, and they get that 4-out staggered double and spread ball screen and post that big, and they make you they don't hide what they're doing, but they make you try to stop it. It's difficult. They run their stuff well.
I like to see Pedro break contact and try to use a little bit more of his finesse.
Yeah, his good feet.
Yeah.
Knows his feet well.
He's doing a good job working him to 8 feet and keeping him in front.
Shows hands, so he doesn't get a cheap one with the hands. Like you get a little way with more contact with the body than you do with your hands. And Anthony Brown with another steal, part of America leader in steals last 2 seasons. Little in and out, gets all the way to the rim. He's going to go to the line for 2. They're going to say they got him on the way up. I was worried they might call that one on the floor, but nice little shake and bake there from Anthony Brown.
Yeah, silky smooth.
He's
bendy. He can just get around you and get a shot up at any angle.
That's a part of his game that's really grown is in transition. He used to not be quite as comfortable getting downhill in transition, and now it's almost automatic. He's going to go to the line or he's going to get a bucket.
A lot of people get sped up in transition, and he can downshift. And he can move east to west and get around people. And like I said, shooting at different angles and different release points is tough.
The toughest guys to guard aren't always the fastest guys. They're just the guys that change speeds the best. They're shifty and use their eyes well. You know, use the ball as a weapon at times and are able to get you off balance. And he's so good at that. And Anthony knocks down both free throws, give the Pioneers a 1-point lead.
Slow start to the ball game.
Yeah, that Baker deliberately tries to control pace against Pioneers, which is smart. That's how you should play them, is they're so good in transition. And they're going to continue to set that little step-up ball screen, isolated on a wing, and trying to go inside to Wiggs, and they're going to get Lopes for a second one.
Yeah, see, Pedro's got him right where he wants. I don't know if he can score it from that distance, especially when he's between them. He's reaching around him, he's slapping down. He did hit the ball maybe first, but he had to come through the body.
Yep.
And he's frustrated, but he's valuable to the Pioneers.
Very, and until Caleb Jones-McCurry is eligible, they're really only the true big, and Cameron Brady can play that big spot. But you know, if either one of them are in foul trouble, and the Wildcats run 2 bigs all the time, or have 2 bigs, one of them on the floor all the time, that's a matchups to keep an eye on.
Is the one steal or one deflection worth Pedro sitting out?
Yeah, no way. Not this early in the game, that's for sure.
Right.
Keen Woods missed a tough turnaround there. And Darnell Miller's going to go coast to coast. He draws a foul, but it's going to be early on the floor.
Yeah, on the dig. I dislike when they give that the shooting call. They always say, well, he's gathering, and, they're at their knees.
NBA, they're shooting free throws
right.
there, yeah. Although the NBA's done a way better job this year of eliminating some garbage free throws and making guys earn their points.
Yes.
It's been a better product to watch, even though scoring's been down a bit. That's tough.
That's where, when he gets to the front of the rim, his 8 feet, you can't block him. He's got a nice arc to the shot, and he's got good lift on the one leg. He just creates enough space to get a great shot off. That's
the difference between good players and elite players. Good players can score inside, they can shoot, they can hit shots, but elite players got that in-between game too, and Anthony's got that.
Did a nice job icing this on-ball screen, kept the ball corralled, and the roll man, pop man really is not much of a threat, so even the backside's not even getting sucked in on any of that.
Good job staying vertical by Brady, using his length, and Braden Wiggs scores it well in there, but he missed that one. Brady, had a lot to do with it. Didn't block the shot, but his presence was there, stayed vertical. And
once position is established, he's hunkered down. He can jump, and keep legal position just like he is and show hands, and he does a great job with it.
I believe that's Tyler White that's going to check in for Baker, and he's a sniper. Doesn't take many 2-point field goals, but shoots it really well from 3. At least he has in the past. I don't know what he's shooting this season. You don't have those numbers.
31% from the 3.
Okay. How many attempts?
I don't have it on here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. But I'm telling you, that kid is a 40-45% three-point shooter. We got to keep an eye on number 2 in blue. As Akeem Woods with a pretty drive on the baseline and reverse layup.
White's 5 for 16 on the year.
Okay. So small sample size, right?
Right.
Pioneers get into their box set. Going to look for Brown in the post, and now they're going to run that little shuffle double action. There's Alexander off the shuffle and Darnell Miller off the double. They go to Jake Alexander in the post. He's isolated. He goes right to the rim. Good move by Alexander. Took his time, was able to seal him off baseline and put 2 hands in the square
appreciate Jake's game. He does all the grimy stuff. He gets downhill. He gets offensive rebounds, loose balls, kind of agitates you on the other team. He can get hot in a hurry, too.
Yeah, we've seen him blow up from the three-point line in
there
multiple
it is.
games. And
that's what he does. That's it.
There's guys that just have a nose for the basketball, and Jake's one of them. Offensive rebounds, loose balls, deflections, whatever it is, he's going to find the ball.
Yeah, when it's going good and he's got energy, he's getting deflections, he really brings a lot to the table. And
you saw Coach Hepker there giving him some love, like saying that's what we need from you, keep it up. And we got a full timeout. It's really the under 10 media timeout. So, again, we should just play quarters like everyone else in the world because we break it at 10 anyway. But Pioneers lead 17-14, 9:20 to go first half. Thanks for being with us on MNUsports.com, MNU Sports on YouTube. We got a good one here at the Cook Center, and great coaching matchup, of course, is Hall of Famer and all-time active wins leader in the NAI, Rocky Lamar, who's got 792. Oh, and John Lewis. John Lewis was talking about that earlier, the shot from three that Trey Brown hit. They're actually going to go ahead and call it a 2, so take one off the board. It's a 16-14 ball game, Pioneers lead. But Baker, coached by Sean Dooley, been around for a long time. He was assistant at Columbia on their phenomenal teams when they were making Final Four runs. And now his assistant, Chase Dipple, great player at Ottawa, a guy I matched up with as a player. Always enjoy seeing Chase. He's been on staff at Emporia State and Missouri Baptist and a bunch of places. He does a great job. And then, of course, 3-time All-American and MNU Hall of Famer Adam Hepker on the bench for the Pioneers now, and he'll take over as the head coach in the spring when Rocky Lamar retires. And just good to have him back as a Pioneer.
Talk about a rule I don't like, that one where they just changed a 3 to a 2. Because you go out of town, they don't have a video system worth a darn.
Right.
And then you get gypped on that call.
Yeah, it's got to be an equal playing field or you shouldn't have the rule.
And in conference, I think we all do.
Yeah, in the heart, I think it's pretty uniform.
Standard.
And there's a Keen Woods. He's knocked down a pretty reverse layup. Had tried his luck at a 3 and unable to hit it. Pioneers going back the other way. Darnell Miller's going to attack right side. He crosses over on Mikey Brooks and finishes over 2 guys with a double clutch. That's a high-level finish there from Darnell off of 2 feet, double clutch.
Yeah, when he stays square and his shoulders are the basket, he's a good athlete. He can go through and over people.
He's so athletic.
He's been in control lately here. It's nice to see his game evolve those last couple outings.
Yeah, that's a high-level finish from Darnell, and never kept his eyes off the rim and was able to take contact, finish over the top. It's a pretty play. And this time Brady got a piece of that ball, but Woods strong enough to go up and finish anyway. Keen Woods has 4 now.
Well, the Pioneers are contesting and living with it and then getting out and running, but juice isn't going enough here in the transition. We need to pick up the pace and get something early in their offense.
Yeah, Baker in the past, when they upset William Penn last year, the only team in the league to beat William Penn, they had 0 offensive rebounds because they didn't send anybody to the glass. They just said, we're going to play transition defense. You're going to have to score against us in the half court.
I like it.
And it really disrupted Penn, and they've done that to the Pioneers at times as well. Great transition defense team. They get to pick what they value and live with the other things.
What is that called, muddying up the field? Coach, what's the playing field down? Makes it a slow, grimy game?
Right. That's got to be something. Call it either way.
Okay,
they did. So I get on officials for anticipating, and I anticipated that they were going to call anything there, but official on the far side comes in and blows his whistle, offensive foul, and Trey Brown does a great job of that, showing hands, keeping his chest squared up, and taking one in the chest, steals a possession back for the Pioneers.
Yeah, officials, they love the charge call. I think they practice that in the mirror.
Yeah, do you think if the charge call was something less cool than punching the air, that there'd be less charges called? If it was like something boring where you just like tap your elbow, that's the charge, they would call less of them. I think they just are putting on a show.
The umpire strikeout.
Right.
I so think they go to the charge just because of that.
Yeah, I agree. Pioneers running that Carolina set. This time they hold the shuffle cut and let Trey Brown drive baseline. He finds Anthony Brown, and he throws it down over the front of the rim right side. Pretty pass from Trey, and what a finish.
Yak. He does that every baseline drive. If he's at the top of the key, he dices to the center of the lane and gets that drop-off pass.
Great cutter, and it's nice to have a point guard who can find you when you cut. And Trey Brown has led the Heart of America in assists several times. He might do it again this year. And there's a big block shot. Well, let's get off and run again. You get a momentum-changing play like a dunk. Don't let him set up a defense. Go score quick. Trey gets him involved in the ball screen, finds Brady, and there's another one. Trey Brown does a great job drawing that help defender, drops it off to Cam Brady, and the Red Mamba rattles the rim with that 50 VC rim rattler package, that 2K19 package. He gets up quick, but just a nice ordinary two-handed flush. What do you think, Coach?
Oh, that was excellent. Trey snaked the guy off, cut off the defender, and kept him on the backside. And he engaged Buffalo Meat there, able to make him believe he's going to shoot and dropped it off Cam for the yam.
And the great point guards have a knack for doing that. Coach Hepker, great point guard in his own right. His saying, and all coaches say it, but he's always saying your eyes sell lies, and Trey's eyes went to the rim there. Buffalo Meats came out of his stance just a little bit, honoring that eye fake, and Trey able to drop it off to Cam Brady. What a play.
Well, yeah, it started off on a good offensive play, and then they got a defensive stop, and they got out and ran. It was a quick drag ball screen. They were getting the paint early, and that's the transition we're talking about, and that's how the Pioneers play. You see the crowd getting into it. Quick timeout by Baker here. They're going to try to reset here and get control of the pace again.
Dunk, block shot, dunk, timeout. And let's see how the Wildcats respond. Again, this is where they're going to really miss Jalen Patterson, their leader, who can kind of settle them down and get an easy bucket. Xavier Elam's going to try a three top of the key, and that's no good. Going to bounce out of bounds, dead ball rebound. Pioneers going to take back over.
Yeah, it works for the Pioneers. It's tough. If you don't get that steal and it leads to a three, you're really screaming over here after a couple of great defensive plays. But if you get that steal, you get a third dunk in a row. So
you can't gamble, but you got to get it.
You're right, exactly. Still a good play. It worked out for the Pioneers.
I like this lineup from Mid-America is they're playing Miller, Smith, Anthony and Trey Brown, and Brady at the 5. So really kind of four guards. Anthony at the 4. That really spreads the floor a little bit more. Gives Cam an opportunity to attack a 5 and keeps some good spacing out there.
Yeah, Cam rolls all the way to the rim or shapes up around the elbow, but I still think he can shoot the 3. I watch the guy work on it all the time. He's got a great stroke.
Yep.
Strong across the shoulders.
And he's got games where he knocks down multiple threes, but definitely a higher percentage inside the 2-point line, or inside the 3-point line as of yet. And there's Trey Brown again on that handoff. He loves that spot. You cannot go under, and they've done it 2 or 3 times. He's made them pay twice.
It's tough because the Buffalo Meat shows, and you can fake that handoff, and you can wheel right to the basket for another dunk or attack at the rim. So, yeah, it's really good action, handoff.
You see the DHO in the NBA all the time now. It's almost kind of taking the place of a ball screen. There's just so many handoffs. Strong take there from Mikey Brooks. And Drew Smith blocked that shot so hard there's going to be a dent in the floor. But he might have got a little piece of Brooks on the way down.
Yeah, and they called
it on Cam Brady. Yeah, so maybe Drew did have all ball there.
They had him in a tough spot. He was going to take a tough one. I don't know how many of those he finishes anyways, but the Pioneers went for the aggressive play there, going to put him on the line.
Again, a lot of juice in the building right now, especially after those highlight plays. They're going for the big block. And that does put an efficient shooter on the line, and he knocks down the first one, Mikey Brooks.
Yep, 87% on the year.
Yep. Senior, shoots it well. You don't want to give him any easy ones. Got to make him earn his buckets. So he's going to make free throws. He's going to make open jumpers.
He's second on the team in free throw attempts, third here, of 15.
Brooks has been a guy who's played a ton of minutes for them and had different roles on each team. He's been a second or third leading scorer at times. He's been a role guy that guards the other team's best player at times. It's just kind of a Swiss Army knife, does a little bit of everything for the Wildcats. Had a great career, 5-year career now.
Local guy from Topeka.
Shawnee Heights and Trey Brown. I recruited his teammate, Trey, who just threw the ball to the wrong team. And Wildcats are going to look to cut this thing to 5. They're trying to go inside. Buffalo Meat's got Brady posted. They do. And that's Kobe, such a good passer, found a cutting Mikey Brooks there. And
yeah, ripped from the high post slot. And Drew just got his head turned around and got beat there. Nice pass by Buffalo Meat.
Yeah, you get caught in between when you play Kobe Buffalo Meat and Braden Wiggs from Baker. And do we double? Do we just try to squeeze it out of there? And that was pretty. Anthony Brown stopped that In-N-Out burger, went left-handed in and out, said, I'll have a number 2, hold the sauce, and then finished on the left side with the right hand. That's a big-time bucket. Anthony's got 11.
Yeah, inside strong hand there. Took it right to him and dared him to try to block it and get that 3rd foul.
And I like that he's not settling for the floater now that he knows Buffalo Meat's got 2 fouls. Go at his body and make him make a decision. Is he gonna try to contest me at the rim, pick up his 3rd, or is he gonna just let me lay it home?
Good play by Darnell there, being the aggressor on the defensive end, chasing the shooter off the screen. Got caught up there on a hip, and the offensive player got outside of his frame, and the referee called for a moving screen there. You can move as long as you don't make contact, and he did with Darnell.
Yeah, the Pioneers run a little lob play, ball screen, back screen.
Yeah.
And not on the same page as I think they wanted Brady to go roll for a lob as Anthony Brown was going to set that back screen and kind of left Trey caught in no man's land there, just not on the same page.
Yeah, basics. You want to get a shot every possession. You want to limit the other team to 0 shots or 1.
Is that your professional opinion?
Yeah. Hey, just chuck it at half court if we're going to do that.
Yeah. A bad shot's still better than a turnover, right?
There you go. Let's do it.
Bad shots go in some. Anthony Brown gets his hand on another ball. He's got a couple steals, a couple blocks, a couple deflections, and he's just kind of all over the floor. Pioneers leading scorer with 11. That's why he was Coach Lamar, and I think we're pretty sure, I mean, records get a little sketchy the further back you go, that Anthony was the first ever All-American as a freshman in program history, and he just caused yet another turnover.
Oh, man, totally got the possession back. He was frustrated on the offensive end, came down and made 2 plays. 1 goes the Pioneers' way. Here we go back on offense. Defense has been stymied here. We got 20 points for Baker.
Yeah.
Let's make a run here at the end of the half. We can blow this lid off.
And, Anthony thought about a 3. He's feeling good right now. He turned it down. He's going to go right at Buffalo Meat again. Tried to finish right side. No good. Alexander doing what he does best with the offensive rebound. He thought he got pushed in the back, but no call. Cam Brady somehow comes away with the ball. It was bouncing around. There were hands all over the place. Nobody knew who had the basketball. Somehow Cam Brady came away with it and just laid it in. Fortunate bounce.
The defender froze. He was stuck under the rim. He couldn't take a charge. He didn't want to leave Anthony. Cam made a great play.
But once again, Pioneers never even get that ball if Jake Alexander doesn't crash and get that first offensive rebound.
True that. Jake the Snake in there doing work.
Yeah, that's a big-time post move from Buffalo Meat, but he smokes the layup on the left side, and here come the Pioneers. Trey Brown surveying. Now he's going to find Darnell Miller right wing. Darnell, shot fake, drive. Don't think he traveled. Referees love to call that one on the jab step, but it looked to me like Darnell kept his left foot down.
Just had some theatrics, but I thought he kept it down. It just looked aggressive, and he was out of his frame. He looked, maybe out of bounds, but I don't think he traveled.
I've had this fight with officials for many years, and they usually just tell me to shut up, but just because it looks funny doesn't mean it's illegal. You can do stuff that doesn't look normal as long as you leave that pivot foot on the ground. It's not an illegal play.
Well, it just makes me question if they actually played.
Right.
And would you want that call if you were a player? That's what I always ask. Would you want that called?
That's the second time tonight we've seen Kobe Buffalo Meat catching the post and just kind of survey and drop a dime for a layup. Good passer.
Yeah, Pioneers don't have a whole lot of size, so if he just chins and checks it, and you put your chin on your shoulder, you can see the whole court. He's doing that, keeping his back to the basket and still dropping dimes, a little Vlade Divac.
And Anthony Brown responds, drops one off to Darnell in the post. Darnell, pretty footwork, shot fake. I thought he had a chance for a layup there, but kicks it out to Anthony Brown. Three's more than 2. And what an assist from Darnell Miller. Anthony Brown stretches this lead to 10. He's got 14 of our 32.
Well, 2 pump fakes and 3 pivots and a kick out to Anthony for a 3-pointer.
He exaggerated those pivots, too. He said, my freaking pivot foot is on the ground. And that's one too many steps from Xavier Elam. Pioneers going to take over possession here. Drew Smith checks back in for Darnell Miller, who's playing really well. I think he's just a bit frustrated by the travel call, but he's had a big impact on the first half. He's guarded Xavier Elam really well and created a nice easy catch-and-shoot 3 for Anthony Brown last possession.
Good guy, wants to do everything right. A little frustrated by that travel call. I think he's just in that.
Pioneers run that little twist action where it's pinned down for Anthony, and then he comes off that DHO. And there he is, getting to his spot, 12 feet and in, little floater. They put Buffalo Meat in that ball screen, and he's kind of in a drop coverage, ice coverage type look, and Anthony and Trey Brown both have been so good in that little in-between range.
Yeah, it's too late once he gets to that, that 8 feet like we talked about. He missed his first 2, but I don't think he's missed one after that.
And I said Buffalo Meat. It was Wiggs that time in the ball screen, but guys play so similar. Jake Alexander with another block shot, and Pioneers off and running. Had a chance at a fast break. Drew Smith holds it up, finds a streaking Jake Alexander. How often do you see that in baseball? A guy make a diving catch, and then he comes up to bat and rips a double down the line. And there it is, defense to offense. Alexander blocks the shot, runs the floor, and gets a little pull-up jumper. Got some confidence rolling, and a 14-point lead for the Pioneers.
Yeah, I didn't think Jake had it in him to come to that jump stop and hit that jumper at the hash there. I thought he was going to get all the way to the rim. He was able to stop, pull up, and hit it in transition.
And we have a full timeout with a 14-point lead, 1:26 to go first half. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. Thanks for being with us on MNUsports.com. It looks like we got a referee in the chat on the live stream, and I'm sure he has a great view from his YouTube screen in his living room. But there have been a few travels here tonight. I don't know if Darnell did or not, but we've had a couple.
Joe Mama on the air. Hi,
shout
Joe
out to Joe Mama, the legend. Makes the best chocolate chip cookies in the Midwest. Ask the guys on the team; they get enough of them.
Hall of Fame coach's wife,
of course. Behind so many great coaches, or the supportive coach's wife that has done so much for the players over the years. And she's still in my phone as Joe Mama and so many other players that came through the program.
Anthony Brown, only player on the court or on either team in double digits at 16. We haven't had anyone else get past 6. So he's completely taken over the game.
And done it on both ends, really. Made big plays on the defensive end and done it efficiently. He doesn't hunt shots. He takes good ones. And there's that fake handoff you mentioned earlier. Wiggs goes right to the rim, and he smokes another layup left side. Cam Brady's there. His presence is there, but those are makeable shots, and those are shots that the bigs from Baker make most of the time, and they're going to be a little frustrated with themselves at halftime, only having 22 here, under a minute to go. Xavier Elam pushes.
Jake Phelan to take another quick one, landed on his ankle and twisted it.
And we can't afford to lose one of our 7 that play so many minutes. And Anthony Brown battling Mike Brooks for the rebound there. Trey comes away with it.
Yeah, Pedro's already been sitting the whole second half of the first half, the second part of it.
Yeah, with those 2 fouls. Drew Smith, baseline drive. Mike Brooks stayed vertical, but Cameron Brady comes away with the offensive rebound, and he's up and in. 38-22 is the lead. Last possession of the half here for Baker, and they're in no hurries. They'll take the last shot.
Yeah, Cam doing what he do, hitting a bucket right around the rim.
Yeah, he shoots such a high percentage inside of 15 feet. It's got to be in the 60s, maybe 70s. Of course, a lot of them are dunks, but his mid-range jumper is buttery.
Yeah, just probably double the ball here, make the roll man beat you. Let's see what he gets on the duck end.
Yeah, they go to the roll man, and he's able to score over the top of Brady, and that's a tough finish.
Yeah,
live
great
with
finish.
That one.
Yeah.
And Wiggs has had a couple right at the rim that he's missed, and that time hits a fadeaway over the outstretched arms of a great shot blocker. Tough shot from Braden Wiggs, but 38-24 is your score. A dominant first half from Anthony Brown. And we'll be back in about 13 minutes, go over some stats from the first half, bring you the second half of action. Thank you for being with us. MNUsports.com, MNU Sports on YouTube. Yeah, welcome back to the Cook Center as the Pioneers lead the Baker Wildcats 38-24. Just under a minute to go before play resumes in the start our second half. Bring some stats to you from halftime here. Looks like the Wildcats were led in scoring by Xavier Elam and Michael Brooks, each with 6 points apiece. Akeem Woods with 4 off the bench, Justin Batts with 4, and the two big men underneath, Buffalo Meat and Wiggs, each chipped in a bucket. Pioneers again led by Cameron Brady with 16 first half points. Anthony Brown with 16 first half points. Brady with 8. Trey Brown, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And Darnell Miller, 5 of his own. Jake Alexander, 4 rebounds, 4 points. And contributions from Drew Smith and Pedro Lopes off the bench as well. Anything on that box score jump out to you, Coach?
Well, obviously Anthony's taken over the game for the Pioneers. And he's able to get a lot of that right at the front of the rim, right where he wants to. So he's taking a bunch of easy shots. He's just making things go. Pedro, they were able to do that with him on the bench with 2 fouls early in that first half.
Yeah.
And really got out with a smooth half as far as fouls for both teams. It's pretty clean. Just no one made very many buckets there. Pioneers, although got to that 40, if they get to the 80, 90-point mark, they're tough to beat.
Yeah, they want to play games in the 80s and 90s for sure. And Baker capable of doing that. I mean, this is a team that shoots a really high percentage from the three-point line, and they can score in a hurry if you start giving them some catch-and-shoot threes. But, of course, again, notable absence of Jalen Patterson, their star point guard and leading scorer, 18 points a game, missing from the lineup tonight as well.
Yeah, these are always battles. A bunch of the last Pioneer and Baker games have come down to the wire or overtime, especially there.
That post-entry pass there went through the 5-hole of Kobe Buffalo Meat right through his legs, and Pedro Lopes going to get credit for his steal, but you don't see that one. Just split the wickets like he's playing goalie in the NHL.
It's part of the plan.
Trick play. They're setting something up for later. And Pioneers are going to go inside to Brady. He steps right through a double team. Strong finish, missed it, but got his own rebound, puts it in for the second one. I was impressed by his ability to keep his footwork there, double team.
Yeah, good. Quick second jump there. He was able to get off the floor before any of the Wildcats were. He knew where that miss was going, was able to go snag it up, knock it down. He's money from right around the rim.
Yeah, Wildcats staying with that empty side ball screen and trying to attack Cam Brady. He does a great job keeping his feet. Forces a tough shot from Batts. No reset on the shot clock because the shot clock did not hit the rim, so they've got 7 to shoot. Probably going to go inside to Buffalo Meat, and they do. 4 seconds on the shot clock. He takes a turnaround jumper, no good. And Anthony Brown's going to come away with it, battling his own teammate for the rebound.
Pioneers did great there. When Batts came to a jump stop, he reverse pivot, tried to find somebody. The Pioneers did a good job of scrambling out and denying, taking away all 3-point shooters. Again, got a long contested 2. That's what they want to produce there for our defense.
Yeah. Looks like Pioneers have gone to a little bit of their continuity ball screen stuff. Darnell Miller's 3 off the mark, but they got a switch with Brady on. Elam switched onto him there, and they were trying to go to him in the post, little high-low look. And if they're going to switch 1 through 4, I would imagine we'll keep going to Cam Brady inside.
Yeah, Darnell was squared up. They went under that screen, just daring him to shoot it. Looked good right off the back of the rim, but online.
And there's yet another. That's 3 times tonight. 2 of them assists. This time's going to result in free throws where Kobe Buffalo Meats caught it in the post and been a playmaker. Kind of quarterbacking the offense from there and dropped off a nice pass to a cutting Brooks. And again, Brooks, a great free throw shooter, going to go to the line for 2.
Yeah, Brooks only 6'3", got around the rim, knows Brady can block shots. Brady usually fairly disciplined, keeping his hands high and staying on the floor until they leave the floor. Yeah. He got a little excited there, wanted to block that one. Got caught in the air. We'll see how this plays out. Really need him on the floor.
Yeah, Brady and Lopes both with 2 fouls now, and early in the second half, you'd almost rather give up a layup than get one of those guys pick up their 3rd foul.
Yeah, definitely, and makes us play in a half-court set.
Right. Well, the Pioneers will try to run even after a free throw.
Ooh, the Pedro dance, that's what he does.
That's the vintage Pedro Lopes, the shot fake, spin move, shot fake, comes back to his good hand, got the jump hook off, just unable to get it to drop that time.
Yeah, Buffalo Meat did good staying down, making him beat him over the top, didn't let him get around him.
Yeah. Lopes was such a good shot fake. He gets guys off their feet all the time. And Anthony Brown had another block shot opportunity, but Xavier Elam did a nice job finding a teammate in the corner and not forcing a tough one there. Just unable to knock down the catch-and-shoot 3 in the corner. I think that was Mason Dukes.
Yeah, Darnell got spun around, lost sight of the ball, just happened to go over his head.
There's a 3 ball from Brady. That's the one you've been wanting him to take.
Yeah, I like it. I like the one on the trail at the high, though.
Sure.
But he caught it in rhythm. He wanted it. He knew what he was doing. Just didn't fall for him.
Didn't hesitate at all.
No.
And ball's batted around on the block. It's going to find Xavier Elam standing in the corner, and he misses an open three, but rebounded by Michael Brooks.
Those are the worst. Loose ball scrambles that lead to wide open shots.
As a coach, you just feel like those are always going in. It's almost like they never don't go in, but Pioneers fortunate that time. They go right back to Buffalo Meat in the post. He gives a little Hakeem Olajuwon dream fake, shoulder fake in the post, and he's going to be fouled on the floor. I'm not sure who they got here. Hopefully it's not Brady picking up his third.
I think it's going to be Pedro, yep. He didn't have anywhere to go, and Pedro just got a little aggressive. Thought he could snag the ball from him. Again, it's one of those risk versus reward. There's
right.
Pedro getting his third. That's the second one of those three where he's just trying to get a dig or a deflection, and it was not going to lead to a shot. And he's just so valuable.
I guarantee you Coach Dooley's going to go right back to Buffalo Meat here and try to get Pedro his fourth. And if not this possession, the next one. Elam goes right past Darnell Miller and gets himself an easy bucket in the middle of the lane. And Elam's got 8 points now. He was very aggressive early and then a little bit quieter early in the later in the second half, but nice bucket there.
Yeah, Darnell was going to live with the contested percentages and not give him another and one. In the first half, he fouled that, gave him an and one, so pretty smart play.
And Pioneers hit Cam Brady as the shake guy coming up out of the corner. Now they go inside to Lops. They double him. Pedro, willing passer, finds a cutting Cam Brady. And like you said, he's automatic when he gets it inside 10 feet, isn't he? He's going to score.
Yeah, he does a good job finding where to be when the ball penetrates to the basket. He gets all the loose balls. He just finishes around the rim. But he's always banking, and he's always above people with high hands.
Yes. And that's a staple of a Rocky Lamar coach team is they bank everything. Or that he's always yelling at them. You've got 3 options on your finish. Bank, dunk, or transfer and play somewhere else. And Cam Brady elected to bank that time. Although we've seen him go with the dunk shot tonight here too.
Encourage you guys to get on the chat. Bring a little energy to this. Looks like we have over 100 people viewing. If you got any comments about either team, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. Yeah, thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys.
Let us know where you're at. It's always fun to see the people spread out across the country and across the world. I mean, we had Lucas Weigel, a Pioneer basketball alum, watching from somewhere in Southeast Asia the other time.
Yeah, Singapore, I think he was.
We had people in Germany supporting, and I know some of these players on both teams have family all across the country that are on here watching. So nice to have you with us. Be involved in the chat. Let's get you in the broadcast a little bit. Jake Alexander switches onto the ball screen right wing, and Bats drives baseline. He finds a cutting Xavier Elam, and Elam's able to score again on the left side. He's in double figures now.
Yep, all of his buckets been right at the front of the rim.
Hit that step-back 3 to start the game, and then everything else, he's gone right to the basket.
Yeah, it feels like the momentum's starting to go the Wildcats' direction.
Pioneers still hanging on to a 12-point lead, and they've taken Lops out. Pedro's got his 3 fouls, and this is a lineup that was really good for the Pioneers in the first half where they went a little bit smaller, played Brady at the 5. And Darnell Miller, what a move. He was fouled. I guess the baseline official missed it. He did have to look through Kobe Buffalo Meat's back, but Darnell, really nice move with that little behind the back, between the legs, got downhill on the baseline and was fouled, but he's going to get another opportunity here on the fast break. He finds Brady. Cam thought about trying to dunk it, had to double clutch, was unable to finish that time. Maybe we jinxed him on the automatic in the paint type stuff as he misses a layup over the front rim, but he had to readjust a couple times. Are you going to give Brooks an assist on that, or is that an offensive rebound and a putback? I couldn't tell.
Air ball. Yeah, no, 2 unluckies for the Pioneers leads to a bucket for the Wildcats.
That second possession on Brady's miss, I think he just missed the layup, couldn't get his feet.
True.
But Darnell was fouled. There's no question on the possession before.
Yeah, he stanky-legged him on that dribble. Came up short, but I think you're right. He got fouled on that follow-through.
And he's got it isolated top of the key now with Mason Dukes. He's going to try his luck at a 3-ball, knocks it down. And that's how you respond, right? I mean, you get a bad whistle, but go make a play, go hit a shot, and he did. And you know, the kids call it Miller time, John. You know, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's Miller time in the Cook Center.
All of his shots have looked good. He's dropped 2 of those, I think, tonight. The other ones have been right off the back of the rim, but same style shot. They're going under every screen if they rescreen, or if he just takes the first one, he's got it.
Yep.
It's just how many will coach allow him to take without sitting him on the bench. But if they're dropping.
Pretty pass there from Bats, too, as Buffalo Meat puts one in.
Yeah, here in the second half, they've gotten to the paint a little bit more than we'd like. They were taking long 2s in the first half. Now they're really just getting to the front of the rim. Pioneers are holding tight here at the 11-point lead.
And I haven't noticed a schematic change. I mean, we're still icing the ball screens with the bigs and kind of switching guard to guard. They're just getting by us one-on-one off the bounce a little bit.
I mean, just never say die, just hungry. Just going to do everything they can to try to make this a ball game.
Yeah, this is a very veteran team, the Baker Wildcats. I mean, again, I'm missing Patterson, but all the rest of these guys, they're returners. They all played a lot of minutes for the Wildcats a year ago. And, you know, they're not going to panic. They know how to play. And Anthony Brown was just hit in the face, checking his lip for blood there. Again, no call. Gotten real physical both ways here. Now Cam Brady's going to try a 3 right wing, and he puts it home.
Looks sweet every time.
He looks at Anthony Brown. He says, nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody. And responds to the blood on the lip with a wide open 3 right wing, nothing but the bottom of the net.
What happens if he shoots 8 a game?
He's going to make
he can
3
roll,
of them,
right?
Yeah.
And he can roll and finish at the rim. That's a problem for defenses,
yeah.
Especially as much as he's had to play the 5.
Right, yeah.
With Pedro being out.
He's matched up with the 4s to start the game, but now he's got Wiggs matched up with the 5. And that's Anthony Brown skying for the rebound there. And Trey drops one off to Brady. Look out. Here it is. Amazing what happens when you get some confidence, right? Knocks down a 3 ball, and then he's trailing in transition. And I was giving him a little bit of a hard time with the rim rattler, but that was a pretty finish there.
That was excellent. Anytime he's got his feet in rhythm, he's able to catch the ball cleanly. He can jump with the best of them. He finished well. What I like, he goes up with 2 hands, so even if you foul him, he's going to almost get the ball to the rim for an and one, give himself a chance to at least get free throws.
That bank dunker transfer rule, we've seen both options from Cam. Hopefully we never see that 3rd option. He's a senior, so he could graduate this fall. But with COVID, these seniors got a chance to come back. I mean, Cam could play another year if he wanted to.
Pre-med student,
yeah.
So he's got a lot of coursework under his belt, but we'll just see how that all plays out. Maybe 1 year of work and rest, more basketball, give him a chance to prepare for the next level. But, you know, he's going to be a professional in the medical profession, so if he comes back, it's just a blessing for the Pioneers.
Yeah, I know Coach Hepker would love to have a couple returners for his first year back. And, you know, Cam Brady, Anthony Brown, those are 2 guys to start building with. And Anthony is going to leave the court here as he's got a bloody nose. I knew he got fouled on the baseline and was checking for blood, and they found it. He's bleeding like crazy into some gauze, and he's just kind of walked out of the gym here. So hopefully it's just a bloody nose. They can get it clogged up, and he'll be back in, no problems. I think he's all right.
There's that altitude sickness. He's been too high around the rim tonight.
Yeah.
Causes nose bleeding.
That's the James Harden, right, where you check for blood after the dunk. Of course, James Harden about 20 pounds ago was getting up high enough to check for blood. I don't know if he's up high enough now carrying all that extra weight.
True that. Slow start to the season. I think he's only averaging 19, the MVP.
Maybe nobody's been hurt more by the rule change than Harden, who used to go to the line on a bunch of garbage fouls all the time. Now, he did a great job drawing them, but now they're not giving those to him.
Correct.
You got to adapt to how the game's being officiated. That's why I love guys like Steph Curry and Kevin Durant who just get buckets.
Yeah.
You could change any rule, and they're still going to get 30. Those guys don't need your whistle. They don't need your scheme. You can guard them anyway, or they're going to get buckets.
Right.
And they'd have got up and hit a shot in your face. Like, they're so good. Such high-level scores.
All right, back to the game here.
Brady's gonna check out for Pedro. And about 13 and a half minutes to go. Pedro with the 3 fouls. Do you have a rule as far as minutes in the foul count of when you'll put a guy back in with 3, or is it just kind of all feel?
It's kind of feel, but, you know, when you're in the desert and your camel's tired, you don't stop and look for water. You got to get out of the desert. Right. You got to ride them.
Yeah.
So, you know, it just depends on what the game's got. If we got the lead and we can afford to let them sit, get some people some other opportunities. But if we're in a hole, we got to ride them.
Yeah. And Pedro was caught right away having to be physical underneath, battling for a rebound, and then he got stuck having to guard 2, and Woods was able to
Well, how many times do you sit a guy early and he only ends the game with 2 or 3 fouls?
Right.
You're like, what the heck?
You fouled him out with 2. Yeah,
right.
You get 5. You got to use them.
That's one rule change I'd like to see. Give him 6. I don't want to see guys sitting on the bench.
Even
Best players need to play.
Just 40-minute game, you still need 6.
Oh yeah, for sure. Every you know summer tournament, and it's 10 to the 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Or 10 to the 2, whatever, fouls. So you keep the flow of the game. You get 6 fouls. You keep the best players in the game.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Darnell Miller's heating up, by the way. He's hit another 3 on that little face-up right wing there. And Tyler White tried to answer for Baker too strong off the right side, and ball was batted around. Baker's going to retain possession on the baseline, but it's very welcome sight for the Pioneers to see Darnell shooting it well from the perimeter.
Definitely, with Anthony doing what Anthony does, and then Trey Brown having a quiet night. But what he's capable of, that gives you 3 ball handlers, 3 shooters from deep.
Right.
Really opens up the whole court for you.
Kind of the way the game's going, too. It's tough to play more than one non-shooter at a time.
No. And you're going 4 ball handlers on the court.
Yeah.
2 true bigs is rare.
And Baker going to come away with a turnover there as Trey had nowhere to go, lost his dribble underneath on the baseline. And Baker is starting to run a little bit. They're having to pick their pace up from where they're most comfortable because of time and score.
Tough gamble by Drew there. It almost made him pay, but didn't. They scramble out of it. Pedro fighting down there on the block. I'd really like to see him break contact and use his, his frame is not a big frame like Buffalo meet here in Wiggs. He's a little bit more slender and agile. He needs to break contact and get around.
Just got him.
I don't know if he's going over or behind, whatever coach is teaching him there. If you go behind, you get pinned. If you go over, at least you can front it for a second, get some help side, but he's just stuck all over him right now.
He's naturally a physical player, but you got to change that just a bit when you've got those 3 fouls, and now he's got 4. He'll be sitting for 5-6 minutes probably. And Brady checks back in for him, play the 5 spot, and after that dead ball, Justin Batts comes out and knocks down a 3 for Baker. Pioneers trying to respond quick. Drew Smith running. He gets all the way to the rim. Off the glass, too strong, no good. Anthony Brown's putback didn't go, and Brown and Wiggs are tied up on the baseline. Jump ball.
Yeah, that's tough that Batts hits that. He's shooting 18% on the year, so you live with what the scout says. But he hits that one, and when you're down, what were they, 15, 16 here?
Yep.
You got nothing to lose. You're going to take that deep one when he goes under.
Right.
Just a little dust up afterwards. Everybody likes to see that. Just tough guy competition.
Just a little extracurricular activity.
My ball.
Yeah. And, that tends to happen when guys get hit in the face. They get a little bit more amped up. I mean, Anthony's a pretty mild-mannered guy most of the time, and, he's competitive. He's got his juices flowing. But
who's supposed to give it up first, offense or defense?
Is that an unwritten rule of basketball?
I don't know. I mean, there's so many unwritten rules they talk about on these talk shows. I have no clue.
I think whoever has more points in the game should get to take the ball away, and then whoever's of the 2 that are tied up, just in any situation. And we're going to take a little extra time here so Anthony can get his nose to stop bleeding.
Yeah, another thing, why don't we just jump the ball up? Let's go to one set of rules for everybody.
Yeah, no doubt. It's such a global game. Why do we play it different? And the only place that's played differently is men's college basketball. Everybody else plays 4 quarters. They have a similar set of rules. And the jump ball, I guess, is still the same in the women's game. But yeah, I don't think fans are in love with, well, what arrow does the possession point? It's like, let's see these athletes jump for it. See who gets the ball.
Oh. That's how you respond.
Don't let that sleeping bear stay asleep. Don't poke him too much. As he immediately comes out, got his nose to stop bleeding, gets an and 1.
I think that was all a ploy to get some energy there, get his breath back. Here, my nose hurts. They're chasing him on the screen. The last screener needs to be in line with the ball there. And his person screening so they can help a little bit on that curl. They're just a little late, and his defender undercut him when he got lifted over him.
So are you accusing Anthony of playing the game within the game there? Like, oh, my shoe's untied, ref. Let me catch my breath here and tie my shoe.
I wish. He's only, a junior?
He's a junior.
Okay,
yeah.
Maybe. He might have that IQ locked up.
He's had an unbelievable assistant coach the last 2 years. He might have picked up a couple of those tricks from him in open gyms and stuff.
NBA 2K, what would that be? IQ?
The awareness rating.
Awareness rating, there you go.
And all jokes aside, though, he is a high IQ basketball player. He's always locked in, guards the scouts correctly. When he gets beat backdoor, comes back and blocks it off the glass. It's just fun to watch this kid play. And
can't put in what God left out, and God gave him a lot of ability.
And right on cue, top of the key, 3 ball, nothing but the bottom of the net. And the best basketball players in the world, they all come from Olathe North High School. I don't know if you knew that. That's just a little fun fact for you, a little tidbit. And Baker's going to talk things over as this is a 19-point ball game now, 10.5 minutes to go. Anthony Brown leads Pioneers with 21. Cam Brady with 17. We'll be back in about 45 seconds. MNUsports.com, MNU Sports on YouTube. We got some Darnell Miller fans in the chat and some young student assistant Nate Howard fans supporting the Pioneers from afar. And shout out to Taj Brown. Follow Two-Faced Goblin on Instagram. This public figure showing off the truck that he's got on the IG page. Check it out. And supporting little bro Anthony Brown, who's having a big night. As Baker comes out of the timeout, and Akeem Woods knocks down a tough pull-up jumper, 15-footer on the right side, little one-dribble pull-up, skills and drills. You shot fake, find the cone, and just raise up on balance, and Akeem Woods is up to 8 points.
Yeah, Pioneers up 19 at that point. We'll take that contested long two, but it was a nice move there. Here's where Trey gets busy, too. When teams start to pressure up, expand their defense, and it's here you're going to get diced, and this is what happens.
Yep, drive kick extra. He kicked it to Jake Alexander. Extra pass Cam Brady, and Drew Smith comes away with the offensive rebound, and little pirouette finishes on the right side.
Good deal for Drew. He's had a couple cup breaks tonight.
Yeah.
Able to finish that one.
Had a couple plays at the rim where he thought he was fouled, and Anthony Brown playing strong safety and then turns into quarterback, gets the interception, the full court touchdown pass, and the Pioneers couldn't convert the layup, but Cam Brady tipped it to Alexander, gets it back to Trey Brown. 3-ball, no good, but Drew Smith comes down with it.
We'd like to see that off the backboard for Cam.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
They can do it too. They run the Utah drill every day in practice, and last one you get to put a little bit of sauce on the finish, and those guys will go off the glass to each other.
Media timeout. Hit us up on the chat.
Media timeout. Hit us up, YouTube chat. Appreciate you being with us. Happy to provide a free stream. And again, it should be the fourth quarter, but we'll just take a fake media timeout with under 10 minutes. And we'll eventually catch up to the rest of the world and play 10-minute quarters. But stick around. We'll be back in 45 seconds, bringing you the last 9 minutes of action. Pioneers lead 60-41 in the opener of Heart of America Conference play. So it's going to be Pioneer basketball with just about 9 minutes to go in the ball game, 19-point lead, and Drew Smith's trying to inbound it to somebody. They didn't realize that there was a 5 count going already, but eventually they get it in. Anthony goes to Trey Brown and run a little bit of a ghost screen, try to get a switch. They do, and Trey's probing on Akeem Woods. Drives left side, gets a step, pretty finish.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yep.
They get feisty out there at 30, 35 feet, and he's going to dust you.
Coach Rocky Lamar in his basketball camps is always telling kids, you want to cut so hard you step out of your shoe. And apparently he told Trey before that last possession, because Trey Brown stepped out of his shoe on that finish, and we're going to have an official's timeout, let Trey put his shoe back on.
Nate Howard on the shoe.
Shout out to Coach Howard, student assistant. He's got some fans in Denver, Colorado watching.
So as long as offense is attacking, they don't stop play, or they're not going to stop play anymore, period.
Right. And well, Baker scored there, so they had an opportunity to call a dead ball and allow Trey to
Coach wanted him to stop. I don't think it was happening.
No, especially if the other team has an advantage. You can't stop play for that. And,
little floppy set here. Guards are going to press out, and they're going to cross screen and try to get Cam isolated on Buffalo Meat.
They do, and they finally get it to him. And there's that soft touch. That's the shooter's touch where he hits every part of the rim, but it got that good backspin and soft hands and just rolls in over the top of Buffalo Meat.
Yeah, good patience. He was below the block, didn't really have a great bank angle, was still able to finish. It was a tough shot. We kind of jinxed him. We said he makes everything around the rim, then he missed his last couple.
Yeah.
That helped him get back on track.
It's the commentator curse. Drew Smith attacking in transition, crossed over, got to the rim. Layup no good. Alexander's going to save it to an open Trey Brown, left side. No good, and Cam Brady's going to draw a foul, hustling for the offensive rebound. That's going to be on Buffalo Meat, and Kobe's going to pick up his fourth.
I didn't like it. I'm a Pioneer fan, but it's 50-50 ball. Neither guy had position. He didn't get outside his frame.
Yep.
They just kind of were tussling.
Both have every right to go for the ball.
You're right.
Yeah.
It was a, loose ball. That's a tough break for him. He's a pretty smart player, too. He doesn't do anything too aggressive. Although he's got 4 fouls now, he's been pretty technically sound.
Yeah, he picked up 2 real early, and so he's been solid ever since. Some defensive end. Darnell Miller attacking off the ball screen. He ties up Braden Wiggs, and he's going to not go to the line. They're going to call it on the floor, and that's the 5th personal on Baker in the half. So still got one more to give before.
Yeah, he wasn't.
The bonus.
He was not to be denied there. He had his mind made up. I'm getting to the bucket here.
Yeah, and Darnell's knocked down a couple threes, and he's so tough to guard when he's got it going from the perimeter because he can get downhill in a hurry. I mean, he's got a quick first step. Tough to keep him out of the paint, especially when you have to respect the jumper. This time Anthony Brown's going to shot fake, get to the rim. He finds a cutting Cam Brady and another pretty finish. You think that was you gave me a little side eye there. I'm going to give Anthony credit for a no-look dime, and you're going to act like it got poked away. You think that was an accident?
We're going to give him the assist.
Give him the assist.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's a fortunate bounce, and Cam Brady the beneficiary.
Well, that's frustrating. They switch the first screen, then they go back into the on-ball screen. Don't switch the second one, actually break down, but the Pioneers get lucky.
Good extra pass in transition, and love that from Cam Brady, who scored a bunch inside tonight, and unselfishly goes extra pass there. Just Pioneers unable to knock down the 3, and Xavier Elam takes advantage in transition.
Yeah, 1-on-3. Everyone kind of took a swipe. No one really took the ball, actually, though.
Right.
And ball scores. First thing we worry about.
Okay, so
Pioneers are being smart, though. It's a 7-minute game, and they're up 21. They just want to keep this thing flowing and going. So
right.
I definitely understand.
As a tactician now, and a guy who's won a national championship and coached a ton of high-level players, you've got a 21-point lead, 7-minute game. Now your team likes to run and gun. Do you try to run some clock now and make this a shorter possession game, or do you just keep playing attack style?
We call it winning time, and we say candy only, and that better be a wide-open layup or a dunk in this case with boys. Yep. Otherwise, we're going to grind them, make them score. If it doesn't lead to something very basic, open, and easy, then we're not pressing the issue. But you don't want to get your players stagnant and allow an aggressive team to start aggressing you. So
that's a fine line, and it's a balance that. And it takes a veteran group that's been in these close games and had to grind out long possessions and also been in attack mode. That's why it's so important to have juniors and seniors in college basketball. Because these freshmen and sophomores haven't played with a shot clock. They haven't been in these situations a ton. I
try to not be too overly critical and just let them play it out, but always express it's winning time, what we need to do. They know what winning time means.
Oh, yeah. And winning time, the Reggie Miller doc, and you see Xavier Elam channel a little Reggie Miller there at the step back jumper. He's gotten hot in the second half, and he's got, I want to say, 14 in the game now. As Trey Brown gets a shot blocked on the baseline drive by Braden Wiggs. Wiggs comes down with it. He's going to bring it himself. So a 19-point ball game now. Gets it to Justin Batts. And Batts goes back to Wiggs. He can shoot it from 3. He doesn't take a lot of them, but shoots it okay. And there's Elam, who had caught fire for a second, had a look from 3, couldn't get it to drop. So Pioneers have possession, 19-point lead, under 6 minutes to go in the game, and Trey's going to take his time. That's a senior point guard you're talking about.
Here we're going to go back to this floppy action. Little Carolina isolation post up.
Darnell Miller in the post, and he's a handful in there if he's being guarded by a guard. I mean, he's so athletic and strong. I mean, Darnell is a boxing trainer. Believe it or not, he has 2 cousins that are professional boxers, and he's always holding the mitts for those guys and getting after it in the ring, and it's fun to watch. This guy's a high-level athlete, and you put a little guard on him in the post, he's going to be going to the foul line or laying it in, and he gets 2 free throws here.
He's got a lot of passion. I was in the locker room the other night after the reserve varsity game and hearing him talk to his teammates, the reserve varsity players. It was good to hear a young guy, try to give him a little spark and encouragement. Varsity players don't always help out, around the younger teams and younger guys, but he was in there providing a lot of good knowledge and energy.
Well, and coaches, they like to designate captains and try to pick who their leaders are going to be, but your leaders are really who the guys in the locker room listen to. I mean, ultimately, and Darnell's got a lot of pull. The guys listen to him, especially those young guys.
That's cool.
And tough finish inside for the Wildcats, no good. Anthony Brown comes down with the rebound. Pioneers are going to get off and run, and Miller's got it in the corner, and now he slows it down.
Yeah, good relay pass by Drew, and a smart play by Darnell. I'm going to squeeze the juice on this. Anytime you put it in Trey's hands late in the shot clock, good things happen.
Yep.
We're going to ride Darnell here. They go into the screen again.
And Darnell Miller's hit 3 of them now, and gotten to the line a couple times. We've seen him finish all the way at the rim and go under the screen when he's feeling it and just knocks down another one. He's up to 16, stretching the lead out even further for the Pioneers. Big shot.
Yeah, I don't know how many games Pioneers have played on the year, maybe 6. But they're seeing a lot of growth in Darnell's game already.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. And this is a guy who's experienced and played a lot of basketball, but also he's hasn't played the last couple of seasons, and so you got to get some game reps back under your belt. It's not like open gym, and Darnell's grown a ton already here early in the season.
Buffalo Meat hitting a big shot here late with nothing to lose, letting it fly.
Yeah, and he can shoot it again. He was 2 for 2 from 3 in their last one, so capable. You can't give him a clean, wide open one. He'll knock it down. Miller hits it. Miller hits a big time step back, and then I think he just told whoever was guarding. Who's the 4? That's Ray Swopes, and Darnell just mentioned to him, hey, I just hit a pretty tough shot.
Oh, man, yeah. A little spicy talk, a little Tabasco sauce on it. And referee didn't like that. Refs take some of that stuff personal, but you saw it coming. He was shooting arrows at him after the first couple threes.
Yeah.
He got a little extra chatty there, but I like it. We were just heaping praise on him, but that fire, you don't want to bottle that. And,
right. It's competitive juices. Guys, never want to get a technical foul, but
yeah.
Big lead late in the ball game. It shouldn't, knock on wood, a 24-point game with 4 minutes to go. Shouldn't affect the outcome of the game, but, Coach Lamar and Coach Hefker will address that. You got to grow from it, learn. Later on in the season, you hit a big shot in a close one, you can't afford a technical foul, and they'll grow from it,
right.
They'll learn. But, yeah, you don't want to pour too much water on that fire, because that's what makes you good. That's what separates these guys that have got the competitive juices flowing. And we've seen a couple guys get chippy and get into it, and it's all in competition.
What do they say? It's easier to tame a lion than make a kitty cat roar. So that they'll get that on film. They'll talk to him. He's smiling with his teammates.
Oh yeah.
The coach is going to press upon him what happens when it's winning time in a crucial game. We can't make that mistake.
Right.
But there you go. He's feeling good, man.
That
was good.
Back, feeling good.
Well, when you put in the work and it all plays out on the court, and you get that ultimate confidence level that he's riding with right now, sometimes you're feeling really good. These guys are young. They're in their prime. He said a little bit too much, but we'll move on to the next play, and the Pioneers up 24 here. Coach Hefker, he's always trying to drum something up here out of the timeouts.
Yeah, that's what you got to love Coach Hep. It doesn't matter time and score. He's going to be bright red-faced and fired up and into it the whole time. And shout out to Cindy Hepker, Coach Hep's mom in Makokata, Iowa. I know she watches the broadcast. I've talked to Coach Hep about that a little bit. So happy to have you back rooting for the Pioneers as you did for so many years when Coach Hep was a player and an assistant previously. So Xavier Elam will go to the free throw line to shoot the technical free throws.
So if you get a technical foul and they make the free throw, should that be -1 off your stat line?
Oh, it goes your plus minus. It's going to affect your plus minus, right? Well, does it? So help me out.
No, I'm saying
you statisticians help me here though, because Darnell was the technical, but he's not on the floor right now, and Baker's going to score. They've already scored 1. They might score 2. Will his plus minus be affected by those points? It won't, will it? Because he's off the floor.
That was a smooth move. Call for a sub after you get a T.
Yeah, plus minus stays where it's at. You can't go down -2 there. Not sure how they do that. I got to ask an analytics guy how they stat that in the box plus minus.
Yeah, write in if you know that.
But Xavier Elam knocks down both, and he's the leading scorer in the ballgame for Baker. He goes drive and kick, finds Justin Batts top of the key, and Batts is probing. He's going to get it inside to Buffalo Meat. Kobe again finds a cutter, such a good passer from the post, and Elam gets a reverse layup off over Brady and Smith, but couldn't get it to drop. Felt the defensive presence there, and Trey's going to take his time bringing it up for the Pioneers, try to milk some clock.
Coach Hep wants to get some stuff on film. He's going to run another set here. He's try to get an isolation for Cam on the block.
Yep, and they do go to him there, one-on-one with Brooks. He kicks it out to Pedro, who immediately chases it to a little dribble handoff ball screen with Trey Brown. They're not going to go under any. Draws a foul, and Lops is going to go to the line, or he shoots a great percentage from there.
Well, and the highlight of the night for the fans, they want to do the left, right.
Yeah, Kobe Buffalo Meat picks up his 5th foul, and he's gonna take an exit in the student section, who's upstairs now. Used to be right behind the bench, and you can hear him like crazy. Now they got to sit upstairs, and They're having fun with Kobe, who had to exit. Hasn't taken a seat yet. He's been around. He knows.
It was funny, and they were doing left, right, so he started running in place there.
Finally took a seat. The fans got to yell, sit down. They're excited about that.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a high IQ play from Kobe Buffalo. You can't keep up with this left, right.
Really, I haven't seen it.
I like it.
I've seen the fake sit down.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen the run in place.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
The running man. Okay, I like it.
Got to add that to kind of the bench mob, like the Monmouth guys from the tournament a few years back, or they were having a blast on the bench celebrations on big plays. I like it. And Baker's going to make some substitutions, go to the bench a little deeper here as Jake Hewitt checks in. It's a junior from Kearney, Missouri. His first action of the evening.
Might be his first action on the year. No, actually, he's been in 3 games.
Okay. That's his snaking a ball screen left side. Gets a switch. Has Brady in a one-on-one, but he's going to swing it to Hewitt, who got his first touch. Swung it to Akeem Woods. Drives on Brown. Resets. Goes inside to Braden Wiggs. And Wiggs, good post move, but Anthony Brown blocked it from behind. Tries to tip it to himself, but Akeem Woods tracked it down. And Woods is going to push for Baker. He gets all the way to the rim. And good defense from Lops, who blocks it and comes down with it. Now Trey's got numbers. He's going to take it all the way himself. Puts it in for 2. Trips over the basket and hit his head on the chair of the floor sweeper on the baseline there. But good finish from Trey.
Yeah, great strong hand finish on the left side. Love to see guys finish with their strong hand.
Yeah, I scored 1,000 points in college, John, and 2 of them were with my left hand, and there was an accident. It was a tip-in. Yeah, you're gonna score.
Tall tail.
Go with your right hand on the
go.
left side no matter what. Shoot it with your good hand, kids. It's overrated. And Mikey Brooks gets all the way to the rim and scores with his left hand. Says, what do you guys know? It is important.
True that.
Pioneers still off and running. Big lead, 2.5 minutes to go, and they're throwing full court outlets and still in attack mode. Haven't gone into the bench yet, aside from those top 7.
And Coach Hep giving them double stop signs.
Right.
Calls the next set.
Slows it down, and Drew Smith's going to check back in. And Baker's going to go 3 or 4 more subs here at the next dead ball. 2 minutes to play in the ball game. 76-54 lead for the Pioneers. Trey Brown comes off the ball screen. Throws it to the corner. Alexander's going to try a 3. Left it short. Into the shot clock, though. Good possession.
Yeah, get a wide open shot. Jake knocks those down.
Oh, yeah. And regardless at this point, you don't turn it over, you run 30 seconds off, it's a good trick. And Bats probes, kicks it to Woods. Akeem Woods 3, no good.
Long shot, long rebound.
Yep, Bats
Pioneers
got the rebound.
just a little slow on their feet.
And Brooks is going to get he stepped out of bounds.
All right, Coach Lamar going to get some guys some minutes.
And we'll see a whole bunch of new faces for both groups as the Pioneers are going to go with 4 subs and leave Trey Brown in the game. Trey's played a ton of minutes, but I think Trey likes to stay out there with kind of the younger guys, the second group, because he likes to run the show and get them involved. Otherwise, they sometimes struggle to bring it up, as we don't really have a second point guard. Trey runs the show at the point almost the whole game, and they are going to get him out now. And Adri Ibarra checked in as Trey wanted to stay in and play with those guys.
A quiet game for Trey. Not often they win by 22, and Trey stays out of double digits.
Yeah,
that's a good sign for the Pioneers.
9 points, but I bet you if you looked at the final stats, he's probably got 7 rebounds and 7 assists or something close. I mean, he just fills up the stat sheet in other ways. And so the Pioneers have Drew Smith in with COVID year sophomore Aiden Michael and Mark Trujillo, and true freshman Adri Ibarra and the Italian stallion Pietro Munari. And Aiden Michael knocks down the sweet jump hook on the left side. Aiden Michael, a fan favorite. 2-sport athlete, plays pitches for the baseball team. From Ottawa, Kansas, a local guy. And now Chris Tobirin's going to check in, a true freshman from Olathe, right down the road. Will be his first varsity action of the season and of his young career, if he can get him in the ball game here. Drew Smith attacks, goes back to Aiden Michael, couldn't handle the pass. He gets to pass to Pietro Munari, and Munari's going to isolate. Go high post to Michael. Kicks it out to Drew Smith. Drew attacks off the ball screen. He's going to take that pull-up jumper. No, he goes all the way to the rim. Scoop layup, couldn't get it to go. And Tobirin may not get a chance to check in. You hate that as shot clock's off, 17 on the clock. And Mason Dukes takes a 3 left corner, knocks it down.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. Young fellows trying to get in the game. Do you take a timeout and get him subbed in, or
no, not
just
at
ride
this
it out?
Not at this point.
Yeah.
I think you maybe go to the bench a little earlier, but not with this time on the clock. And Pioneers are going to dribble it out. That's a winner to open Heart of America Conference play. Your Mid-American Nazarene University Pioneers 78, Baker Wildcats 57. And we won't have another conference game until December, as Pioneers will head down to Chicago for a couple non-conference games over Thanksgiving break. But what a start to hack play for Anthony Brown, Darnell Miller, Cam Brady, who lead the Pioneers in scoring. Big performance from those three. Great start to the conference season, getting in the win column. Coach Lewis, anything, final thoughts?
Excellent game. It's a fun game. Tune back in. Pioneers will be around. December, is that what you're saying?
I think it's like December 10th. I'll have to check the
Go
schedule.
eat some
It's
turkey.
December.
Check back in.
Go eat some turkey. Have a great holiday. And good night. Thanks for being with us, MNUsports.com.
As they travel